Thank you for joining us for another episode of Go Fort Smith, sponsored by J. Pauley Toyota. Preparing for a brand new school year, Hope Academy of NWA will open its doors this fall as the first trauma-informed public charter school in Arkansas, designed to meet the needs of children in crisis. Their holistic approach to education is aimed to benefit the entire family unit.
The leadership team at the Northwest Arkansas Children's Shelter a couple of years ago, we started visiting and thinking about, we've been here 25 years and we started wondering what would the next 25 look like. And so one of the things that we discussed is how can we go from serving kids who come here in DHS custody, how can we take the skills that we have and move those out into the community and provide more outreach with the resources that we have. And so after a lot of discussion and meetings, we kind of hit upon this idea of opening a school that would serve the same types of kids who we see here at the shelter. And by that I mean kids who have experienced significant amounts of trauma, whether that be abandonment, abuse, neglect. And so we thought, what if we created a school that looks in many ways like a public school from the academic side of things. They'll still be receiving great curriculum, great instruction, the arts, music, physical education. But the school model is custom designed for a child who may not always be successful in a traditional classroom setting because of the trauma they've experienced. And so from that conversation, we moved out into the application process, and here we are about a year and a half later, about ready to open. I've been teaching for 16 years now, and I've mostly been in this kind of niche of education, I guess, whether it's special education or behavior. So I've seen a lot of kids come and go who have had really tough home lives and traumatic experiences, and it's always been in the back of my mind, what would it look like if you could put together a school that can help these kids get to a different place in life. And so, as we were working through this, we met with the administrative team at Bentonville. One of the nice things about our charter school is a lot of times charter schools and public schools are seen as adversaries, and I really would like to start to kind of change that dynamic, because it doesn't have to be that way. And the way I see it is, we're not here to steal your kids and steal your state money. We're here to provide you with an option for perhaps kids and families that you're stretched too thin to help. Bentonville has 17,000 students and 3 social workers. And so we talk about the amount of strain that's not atypical just to Bentonville. That's a statewide and nationwide issue. The number of employees you can hire versus the need in your school community. And so that's where we see ourselves coming in, is, hey, we can't help every kid, but it's a start. And so I've watched kids from alternative school settings down to elementary schools who find an inspiration and who get excited about something, and it kind of turns a light switch on for them. And that's what we want to be able to do here, is to provide that. But beyond that, we want to provide hope to the families as well. And we have met every family that's going to be coming to Hope Academy. Most of them, we've been to their homes. And we hear all the time about how mom or dad, they're out of vacation time because they've had to leave work to go pick their child up from school because of a behavior issue. Again, the public schools are doing the best that they can, but it's tough when you've got 25, 30 kids and maybe a couple of them need some extra support. We hear stories about people who've had to take night jobs instead of working during the day because they have to be there with their child. And so what we're saying to them is, yes, we want to serve your child, but we want to give you some hope for yourself, that you don't have to constantly live this life of being stressed out, worrying about what your kid might be doing at school, missing out on vacation time. We feel that we have the ability to take the kids as they are every day at school and work with them and not have to be calling parents out of work. And so then what you begin to do is to create a little momentum, and the parents can kind of feel like they're not constantly just treading water. And then we can start talking about, hey, maybe we can come in the home and partner with you on some behavior management practices that we use at school. And so now the kid is getting some consistency. So that's really what we're very excited about. It'll look fairly traditional when you think about a public school. They'll arrive here around 7:40, 7:45. We'll have a hot breakfast for them. We have a industrial kitchen and a chef, and so all of our food, most of our food is prepared fresh. And so they'll have egg, sausage, bacon, whatever they can eat, and obviously we'll be sensitive to any allergy needs as well. And then we'll have some time to work on some social emotional stuff first thing in the morning, to get ourselves centered and to get our one of the areas of trauma treatment is the mind-body connection. So we want to practice some mindfulness, some breathing, some body movement, and then we'll get to our day, and we'll have our language arts, and we'll have our math, and we've got all the curriculum for that, evidence-based, state-approved curriculum. And then they'll go to art, music, and PE on a rotating basis. And then at the end of the day, we'll have a block of time where they can they'll work again on kind of the social emotional piece. And that can be anything from some pretty structured lessons to just sitting down and playing board games and understanding how to cooperate, how to handle disappointment. And so those are some of the things that they'll be doing in the afternoons. We'll also once a week be able to provide a STEM class for the kids, science, technology, engineering, and math. We have a volunteer that's going to come in once a week and work with them on STEM activities. So that's going to be great because we want to make sure that we're part of our instructional practices. We want to be sort of project-based or community-based, and so the kids can start to think about what it means to be part of a larger community and to understand that they can be, if there's a problem, that they can be part of the solution, and that they're not marginalized, but they're important and they're valuable and they have something to bring to the table.